Welcome to Wodonga. Welcome to the Deputy Premier, the Honourable Jacinda Allen, Local Member for Benambra, Mr Bill Tilley, Senator Bridget McKenzie, and Member for Indi, Helen Haynes. Speakers, panel members, Herald Sun and Hancock Agriculture. Welcome everyone to Wodonga, the home of a rich tapestry of people from nations around the world who have moulded the character and forged the future of Wodonga and the region. We are part of a regional community of about 300,000 people straddling the Victorian-New South Wales border and are the southern partner of the Albury-Wodonga community. In the eyes of government and metropolitan populations, we're too far north to really be part of Victoria and too far south to be part of New South Wales. And in that context, always never be seen as one community, which we are one community. Compared to most Australians, or most of Australia, we have a relatively stable economy through the highs and lows, and geographically we're part of the Albury-Wodonga complex, sits on the rail line between Melbourne and Sydney and sits on the freeway between Melbourne and Sydney. Our community blends agriculture with industry, natural resources with emerging technologies, and commercial convenience with high standards of residential amenity. We have a young population and a diverse workforce across professional trade, manufacturing and people services. Our city is increasingly focused upon looking out to the world, both to trade and to attract investment and for establishment of new industry and commerce. Today's event is about improving the lives of regional Australians to create a better Australia. I believe that improving lives is best achieved through a focus on the positive attributes and opportunities rather than the negative disadvantage and pursuit of taxpayer funds for the solution. The enemies of prosperity are the culture of mediocrity, the loss of passion and the culture of conformity. The brutal realities of economics will ultimately prevail irrespective of the cloak within which our governments present their ideology. Regional Australia has flourished historically under a balanced, pluralist free market economy with minimum and practical purpose-targeted government intervention. Division is the adversary of prosperity. The culture of victim leads to division between perennial victims and mainstream life and perpetuates a doctrine of government intervention and taxpayer funding solutions to the will-o'-the-wisp ideas and notions. The division between metropolitan and regional Australia and marginalising obsession with the fashionable, ever-changing culture of the city, or big cities and metropolitan areas, is leading to unacceptable interventions into the lives and functioning of regional communities. The institutionalisation of government funding for service delivery through not-for-profit and private entities is contributing to perpetuation of the negatives and motivation of the tick-the-box approaches to solving problems, as to fix the problem would be to put themselves out of a job. This in turn leads to a focus on the negative statistics that support the continued need for their service delivery. Their funding models are dependent on facts and figures that portray a negative image that pulls us down rather than lifts us up. It results in resources that are needed for productive infrastructure being lost to perpetual fixes. Wodonga is a rapidly growing community and a focus is required on infrastructure planning and provision and ability to provide housing for a strongly growing population and workforce. The current Victorian fragmentation of strategic decision makers across the infrastructure providers, councils and state government is a challenge in terms of planning, prioritisation, systemic processes and government funding. This is a considerable contributor to the cost of housing. The system, in essence, is broken. More broadly and additionally, the unnecessary imposition of costly bureaucratic processes and various stamp duties and government-imposed charges are also a significant contributor to the housing cost. Many of these processes and charges are not productively contributing to better outcomes and no longer serve a practical purpose other than perhaps revenue raising for government. If we want affordable housing and we want more housing, then these things have to be looked at and looked at very closely and beyond just the bureaucratic approach. We have a major industrial precinct of some 567 hectares of land located beside the Melbourne-Sydney rail line, with a freight hub on site and land available and suitable for large and medium enterprises. We are striving to improve the lives of people living in our part of the world and to attract commercial productivity to create a better Wodonga region. We are seeking to ensure longer-term economic sustainability through industry and commerce attraction and to continue employment opportunity growth, which in turn will improve the lives of our regional community and contribute to the creation of a better Australia. Thank you very much and welcome to Wodonga.